Good morning. Good morning. I'm actually in a position right now. Hopefully, I don't get stopped out like right when the stream starts. But real quick, I saw this candle 2 on the 4 hour, right? And to me, it looked like London reversal profile. So we're either going to start the stream with a stop out or we're going to get some kind of move to the downside. But it's looking like it might be a stop out. I was playing this protected high off this imbalance, right? Looking for this candle 2 continuation down. But in all honesty, the only thing I don't like is how, if you look in the daily, we have S&T at these highs, but the daily's just been ripping. So I was kind of playing this move off the previous day high. We go on the 1 hour, right? Technically, this would be a protected swing up here on the 1 hour as well, playing off previous day high, but it's not looking good. So might get stopped out for like 4,500. We'll see though. I would have liked it better if it closed below this opening price on the 30-minute, but it is what it is. It's a valid trade. We'll see. Crazy way to start the day. Already in a position. Luckily, I got 2 shots in the chamber today, so we'll see. It's always the worst too when you enter and the candle just goes immediately against you. It's gotta be like the worst feeling ever. $250. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. We'll see this 9 o'clock new hourly candle. Hourly imbalance right here. Yeah, silver's expensive. And if you look here, like we're making a higher high in the 15-minute here on YM and NASDAQ. Sorry, YM and ES. So obviously I'm in the shorter, the weakest asset, right? But it'd be nice if we have some SMT here in the 15-minute to push us lower. And down here is a fixed 2R. I got in like right here. Also aligns with this 4-hour low right here for take profit. So if I shorten the weakest asset, right, maybe I'll get saved by some SMT up here. Because that pump was kind of annoying. Or hit the -2, -2.5. I mean, I could very well get stopped out. We've been ripping, for the past week to the upside. So I was really playing off the daily profile and how we have already taken out previous day high. Kind of looking for that London reversal. But if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. And I'm on my Amp Live account, as you can see down here. Right. We'll see. I mean, even the 5-minute hourly candle 2 right here on the 5-minute. We're pretty close to this high, though. I don't like how we popped right at the open, but got to put in that hourly wick, right? We'll see. Yeah, I'm already in a trade. I was like rushing to get the stream started and like get in my position and like do it all right at 9 o'clock. But we'll see. The trade yesterday worked out. Just got stopped for break even. But it would have played out if I was not as aggressive with the stop. But being aggressive with it was part of the plan. All right, so we just tapped into that hourly imbalance again. Let's see if we react off of it again on the hourly, or we pump a little higher and stop me out. But even if like somehow we're kind of just hovering in this area, 930 is coming around, and I could easily get stopped out with volatility as well. So yeah, is what it is though. Let's see. I mean, we've swept pre-market highs on YM. The only thing I feel like the reason I'll probably get stopped out is if ES wants to go and take out pre-market highs now. Yeah, if that's the case, then you can always look to re-enter. If it's gonna go run period to stay high, stop me out, and then dump. But we'll see, man. Maybe I'm an idiot for shorting, as we've been ripping for the past few days, few weeks, even it feels like. But at least like I'm not sitting in this trade for hours just to get stopped out, right? At least I got in and it just pumped on me. Those ones were like the worst because it feels like you put in all this effort to like sit there, watch it, and then it's a loss, you know? If I'm wrong, I kind of want to be wrong like pretty quick. But it needs to turn here or we getting stopped, brother. I mean, this is honestly also an hourly entry if you think about it. You know, close below this, down close this up close candle here, off this swing high, protected high, and balance here. So there's almost like an hourly entry as well at the same time as being a 15-minute entry. But $9.30 could come around, pump us to high. It's kind of just chilling for now. Kind of seeing a little drop on ES. There's a 5-minute gap here and a 5-minute gap on ES right here. So there's SMT at these highs at the moment. I'd love for that to stay there, keep you from getting stopped out. We need to disrespect this 5-minute imbalance though, if that's going to be the case. And I'm aiming for this previous 4-hour candle low. $45. Hold on, I gotta check something real quick. Okay, we're good. If we're just sitting here, I could get slipped hard on this if we don't get, back towards my entry. All right, here we're going to test that 5-minute gap right here. It looks like we need to disrespect this 5-minute imbalance. I could get slipped pretty hard. If, I'm not going to lie. If we open up and kind of do some crazy volatility, it could pop up here and I could get stopped out for like more than I'm risking at the moment. But I'm short like 8 NASDAQ minis. There's no news. Why is my TP there? Because that's a fixed 2R. And at the same time, it's the low of the day. There's a new low of the day down here. Day starts. This is all we've done all morning. All right, so we're testing that gap on the 5-minute. We need to kind of close below that, right? That's the best case scenario. Saved by some S&T potentially. But look how close I got to my stop so far, right? I didn't panic sell. Stop is there to do its job. That's what you're paying it for. You're paying it to do its job. No, I'm over my heart beating as it goes to my stop. What really happens is I have to like flip this mental switch in my brain to put risk on in the morning. Right? And it takes a little bit to flip. And my heart rate still increases, right? That's one of the things you try and like work out. Look at that. Looking decent. All right, 1 hour tap back into this imbalance here. Hoping we can go lower. Let's watch the 5-minute though off this imbalance. ES is tapping into its imbalance. NQ obviously tapping deeper into its because it's weakest. But ideally, we want to close below this. I know it's hard to see. There's a lot of shit in that area. I'll make it red. We're going to close below here. We'll just make it purple. You can see. Actually, it's just really messy now. You guys can see it. You know what's up. I don't need to mark it out. We're all pros here. But new 15-minute candle incoming. Let's watch that. See how we close here. This will be a C2 closure off this candle's high if we can close back in the range on a 15-minute. Straight into a trade right off the stream. How do I manage going break even on a pre-market setup to avoid just getting open wicked? Before I get in, I accept the fact that that could happen, and I just don't go break even unless it's already moved. Like if we were down here, like my plan on this trade was to go break even at this low. There's a C2 closure right there on the 15-minute. I accept the fact that I could get wicked out with volatility, you know? And if I'm right and it sweeps me out and then starts to move in my direction that I was planning on trading, then I'll just get back in, right? That's why I give myself 2 shots per day. Because we all make mistakes. The market always likes to be funky and wick people out. It's just a matter of sticking to your guns. So we didn't get that closure below, but we're still in that imbalance. Just don't want this to happen, right? I don't want it to come in there and just push up higher. We want to see it disrespect it. That's like the next, this is the next objective, you could say. We'll see, man. It could just chop here till 9:30 and either just wick me out or dump to my TP. But like, shit. I'm trying to move this. Like sitting here asking myself, would I take this trade again? Probably. The structure just looks super clean with the 4-hour closure and the 15-minute. Only thing I would have liked is if the 30-minute closed below this opening price. And the only thing that's kind of sketchy is it's right before the open. But hey, if you're looking for volatility to carry price to your targets, then what better event than the 9:30 open? C2 closure, candle 2 closure, right? Purge one side of a candle, close back inside its range. Yeah, hourly change state delivery off of previous day high, right? 1 hour imbalance. It just looked really clean. And this is still like technically this is an hourly entry at the same time as being a 15-minute entry. So like I would take this trade 10 times out of 10 if it was presented to me. We have S&T at this reversal high. Daily profiles aligning with London reversal. I was kind of hoping that we'd be exhausted on the daily chart from this huge run up. And we've been sweeping highs this whole entire time, right? We already swept liquidity over here on ES and some of these failure swings. All-time high is right here. So maybe the fact that we're so close, we just want to take it today. Same with this high right here on NQ. Maybe that is going to keep us from going lower, but we could see a short-term, drop. And that's kind of what I was playing for. Here's the 5-minute on the indices, right? You're seeing a reaction out of that imbalance so far. ES is still testing it. But yeah, it's not up to me anymore. Obviously, I can't do anything about the trade. I'm in it. It's up to the market. And if I'm wrong, we'll reevaluate after the open and probably wait till 10. Or maybe I'll just punch a hole through my screen and go viral on TikTok. Yeah, 5-minute. That's not the reaction you want to see out of this gap. Unfortunately. Just remove the stop loss. Bet. You can't get stopped out if you don't have a stop loss. All right, 10 minutes until the open. Just think it start moving as we get closer. Hopefully to the downside. But this will be a good loss, right? This would be a good loss, not a bad loss, Followed the plan, traded the system. Your edge is only so sharp in the market. Here we go, 920, starting to see some movement. It's a little bit more. And here's our trade from yesterday, right? That would have worked out for 2R. Here we go. Here's the 5-minute on ES now. This gap. Right, we're retesting it now. Would love a closure below that. You're starting to see YM start to sell off now. We've swept these hourly highs, SMT at these highs. Right? I've been in drawdown since I got in this position, so it'd be nice to get back to my entry. But I'm watching the 5-minute charts over here on my other screen. God, my camera. I'm like cutting off the top of my head. But let me know. Can you guys hear me okay? I've been messing around with that new booster I got for the mic. Trying to get the sound like perfect. Should sound pretty crisp. Yeah, we got to get below this gap here. It's supporting price at the moment. ES is knifing through it. YM's starting to fall a little bit. See, that'll bring down NQ. I swear, if it switches up on me and NQ gets stronger, or the rest drop, and we have that mixed open, you know, those are the worst. And I also forgot to charge my camera last night, so I got 40% in the battery. Hopefully it lasts all stream. Appreciate it, guys. But I know some of you guys have been here in every stream. And like for the first like week, we didn't take a trade for the first 4 days. Past 3 days, we've attempted a trade, took one yesterday, and I'm already in one when the stream started today. So getting some more movement, right? Getting into the swing of things. And for those of you who, I know it's like close to the open, but I know some people watch these streams just to like copy trade. Still time to get in. I'm at my entry right now. If you want to follow your boy. Starting to move a bit. Here's the 5-minute on ES, that gap. See, we're kind of disrespecting it here. Starting to get some movement into the open. Let's see, man. Yeah, I'm trying to take you guys down with me. If I'm wrong, we're all going to be wrong. And tomorrow, yeah, I'll already be out of a trade or getting out of a trade when the stream starts. That's the plan. If that happened, if I hit TP as I was starting the stream, which has happened before, I hit TP like right around, but before 9:30 before, on like my last trade in March, I'd still sit with you guys and maybe tape read the open. Probably till like 10-ish. All right, 9:30 coming up. That's a wild reaction there on the 5-minute. It was looking so good. Just goes to show you, like, it's not over till it's over, you know? We got pretty close to my stop, came down towards my entry, and now we're back up. Yeah, the 5-minute looks crazy. We disrespected this imbalance, right? Now we're retesting it kind of sloppily. That's a word. Let's see. We're 5 minutes until the open, 4 minutes until the open, so. Yeah, personally, I wouldn't hop in anything at this moment in time. We could easily just volatility spike me out. I could get slipped pretty hard too, which is I'm kind of worried about, but YM selling off a bit. Peep YM. Why can't NASDAQ do the same? But like I said, this will be a good loss. Oh, he's like 3, 2, 1, boom. Should I do that with 9:30 open? Like he's in a room full of like a bunch of traders and they're all like watching CPI. Like it should go down. It should go down. It's 3, 2, 1, boom, and it just spikes up, and everyone in the room goes, "Oh." I'll find that video. I'll play it. Especially if it happens to me. Bro, look at this 5-minute here. So ES is retesting that gap now that it disrespected, but it's looking like I'm probably gonna get stopped on this. That's a pretty strong 5-minute candle. And we're so close to my stop at open. Like, I just don't see this playing out. Look at that. Bro, we are close. Basically equal highs at this point. And the spread opens up too at the open. So it's like, even if we get close. Like, dude, look at that. What? Butthole clenched. YM selling off. If you guys are watching that. I swear, if ES pops and YM just dumps, that'd be the biggest tomfoolery ever. Like, look at this. I thought I was in the weakest one, but I'll take the L on the chin. Yeah, exactly. It's an hourly entry at the same time as a 15-minute entry. But we'll probably get stopped here. Unless we just dump right at 9 o'clock and don't even make a new high on the 5-minute or 15-minute. Like, which is probably not happening. Yeah, there we go. Stopped. At least it stopped me before it, like, slipped me crazy. We'll watch, though. Here. We will watch for a new entry and see what it wants to do. Hourly. Yeah, see, I was playing off this 4-hour candle through closure. Look at this shit, bro. Oh my god. What a bitch. 3, 2, 1, boom. What a tease, bruh. Remember, TP was at this dotted line. Yeah, because I was originally obviously looking for longs because we've just been running higher, 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 higher. But we're starting to dig into some of these like all-time high failure swings up here on ES. And we've been running so hard. And today we just immediately opened up and swept previous day high, right? So when I saw that, we put in a London reversal profile. And we had the hourly change of state of delivery with, you know, these imbalances getting respected, and I shorted here, hoping for downside. I was really just playing this as like a reversal day, you know. But look at this. It's about to hit TP without us. Bruh. Yeah, I wanted to short the weakest one. Yeah, why I'm crazy up. Just messy. But I would take that. I would take that trade again. So like if I was in that trade still, I would have gone break even at this low. It's just annoying. Could have very well just closed below and kind of kept dumping into the open, right? We've seen that before too. So that's kind of what I was hoping for. Let's see. Does it play out or does it not? New low of day. Right here. Or are we going to reverse to January buy side liquidity? Right, if you look in the daily. This is January. High of month. And then all-time highs up here. Let's see how we just opened up and immediately swept. Bruised a high. And have come back in the range. If you look in the hourly, it puts in the hourly change of state of delivery. Disrespects this imbalance, right? Disrespects this imbalance. So I'm starting to see signs. And there's SMT at these highs as well. See? So when I saw that, and these 15-minute imbalances getting respected on the way down and close below, I was like, ooh, this looks like buy side of the curve, sell side of the curve starting. So I was hoping for new low a day off the open. But 9:30 had other plans. Well, that's doing its thing. Let's go check. Bearish on gold because it's daily closure off these highs. Silver, same thing, but that's kind of sketchy. I was bullish on oil because of this daily closure here. Hasn't really done much, just consolidating. I think indices are our best bet. Yeah, 26,344 is where I was looking to take my profits. The 3-minute looks kind of nice. 10 o'clock rolls around and we can get some kind of like 30-minute retracement to go lower, you know, off this closure here. But yeah, I probably won't touch anything until 10. There's that low. Being swept right here. Yo, I found it. Hold on. Wait. Are you guys ready? He told his trading class to short.
हमने राउंड का ट्रेड प्लेस कर लिया 4 3 2 1 boom
Yeah, it just moons. Look at him, he doesn't look down. It's dead silent. This is the extended version. Bro, it's dead silent. 3, 2, 1, boom. Oh, this is hilarious. We'll watch it one more time.
हमने राउंड का ट्रेड प्लेस कर लिया 4
This is
3
Mia open.
2 1 boom
Stopped. That's funny. Yeah, look at that. See, I would have gone break even there. I probably would have been stopped out break even now on this. So realistically, yeah, all those notifications on the phone, people getting stopped out. Oh. Actually, I don't know what I would have done on this. Because it is like 9:30. Maybe stop would still be here if I somehow got in. Okay, let's look at the side by side. I don't know what is going on here. That's muddy. At least this is somewhat weak. This is probably killing people. This could roll over right here. New low day. You could even argue that this looks like a little bit of like AMD, you know? Like sweep these highs. We're distributing down, right? Three, two, one. Yeah, look at the reaction off that low. It's not a very nice 1 hour candle, is it? I mean, I'm thinking like 30-minute entry? Lower? I don't know. We'll see when it gets close to 10 o'clock. We'll see like how it's forming. We still have like 20 minutes. We've kind of just whipsawed this consolidation. Who tweeted? Anyone else see that just now? No news. Hold on. I added some commands in here. Let me see what it looks like. Cool. And we're close. The low on that is 45 exactly. Or one tick from that low. New low a day. Little 3-minute imbalance here. Hopefully I don't just sit here and chop. Because that's what it's looking like. Okay, YM sell off. Potentially. Yeah, I'm thinking 10 a.m. is going to be the key for this morning. I mean, we're going to new 4 hour we can trade. New 1 hour. New 30-minute. So I don't think if I can come up with any other funny trading clips that I remember. That one's classic. 3, 2, 1, boom. But I don't know. There's definitely some other ones that I'm forgetting. Mm-mm. 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 Just another day in the office. What's up, Esteban? Sell gold. Yeah, I had short bias as well on gold. I was long bias on ES, but then I saw, or on the indices, but then I saw the overnight action play out, and that's kind of putting in this long wick here, coming back into the range, and I was like, you know what? This doesn't look like your typical consolidation, right? This looks like it's kind of rolling over to go lower and retrace some of this move that we've been seeing. Because this is the 5th day, right? Candle 3, candle 4. We're in candle 5 now. Could get a new phase of price as well. So that was kind of the idea I was playing off of with the daily profile, looking short, right? It's just the 930 volatility. It's kind of being a pain. But the past couple of days, I feel like the volume's been like by near 10 o'clock has been getting lower and lower. Like it's not even past 30% yet. The average last 20 days. And it's like been getting lower and lower as we're getting closer to these all-time highs. You know, like less and less people are buying this shit. Which makes me think like we might see a pullback as well on the higher time frames. Yeah. See, I'm getting bearish as we're getting extended. Gotta get bullish earlier on. We've literally had 1, 2, how many days is this? 9 trading days in a row of just straight green. So like, yeah, it's hard to like bring yourself to want to be a contrarian to that. But when like the overnight is telling you otherwise with the daily profile and what we've done so far, and now we're in the 5th day of expansion. It's like, maybe we are due for like a little pullback. We got 10 minutes. It'd be nice if there was like some kind of 5-minute swing high in here. Protected high. Even the 3 minutes kind of ugly. Only thing in here that I've seen is this bearish reaction off of this gap, an order block. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong and we just keep ripping higher, right? I would want to see how we react off this low. If it leaves it until 10 o'clock. Or see how we react off the new 1 hour that we put in. Here we go, about to hit that new low a day. Shoot, in all honesty, I could have just gotten back in right here. You know? I could have gotten back in if I wanted to. I just don't like this wick right here doing what it did. I mean, the idea was right, you know? shorting off this little retracement and these imbalances to go lower. Just got kind of played with at the open. Got abused. In this 4-hour candle expansion, you know, off the candle 2 closure, right? Candle 3 expansion that we were looking for played out as well. So idea, like I said, I would take that trade 10 times out of 10. It's just being so close to the open, kind of sketch, you know. Let's see, man. Let's see. Maybe we can get a little 3-minute. If we are going to sell off today, right? Look at the daily candle now. So right idea just got, you call it, got NASDAQ'd. But yeah, like the most frustrating thing is when you like yesterday got stop break even. Today took an L, but it still played out. It's like, damn. Silver trade. We're starting to sell off on gold now. We're bearish gold. Look at these equal lows down here. Damn, I'm just gonna reach for it like right now. Yo. Wait for me. Okay. That's cool. I didn't want to trade today anyways. Like, dude, what? Dump ski. Could have re-entered, but like, who knew on this new candle? I mean, this is like a freaking 100 handle 5-minute candle. All right, here's the hourly across the board. Bruh. I just hate. It just like wicks me out. Not wicks me out. It wigs me out. Like you have a closure like this that you can hop back in on. You know? But you've already kind of hit a low and put in this big wick. It's like, damn, do I trust just getting in here? Because it's good RR. It didn't close down here. Closing right at the opening. So could hop in here, stop here, or the body. But it's like we've already kind of done some damage here. Like, does it want to reverse now? Because this kind of looks like a reversal candle. Kind of. It's like, yeah, I could have maybe gotten back in. Kind of -2. Sorry, -4 standard deviations. Kind of aligning with a fixed 2R. But I don't know. This when it already kind of does some damage like that and puts in a wick like that, it's kind of sketchy. We got 4 minutes until new hourly. So maybe we'll get a setup between 10 and 11. Yeah, I only like entering at 9:30 if it's like on a higher time frame usually. Like today was the 15 minute. And I like to get in like generally like well before 9:30, you know. But like think about it. I got in right at 9 o'clock. New hourly open, new 15 minute, new 30 minute right here. And so I had 30 minutes for price to move in my towards my target, right? It's just it moved the wrong way. Like I got stopped out before 9:30 even, opened. Like a few minutes before or 30 seconds before. But think about it also, this was an hourly trade at the same time. So like I was entering on the hourly as well. Stop above here, closure below, stop close candle, and this imbalance. So it was an hourly trade at the same time. So I'm entering on like higher time frame structure. That's generally how I like to do it if I'm going to trade before 9:30. Get in, let price move in my favor a little bit if possible. And then 9:30 rolls around and my stop can already be at either at break even, reduced risk, or just leave it depending on where price is and let the volatility, carry it the rest of the way. But damn, the analysis has been pretty much on point from like a analyst perspective. We've been bullish, just playing off these candle continuations, right? And then today bearish, and we're seeing that drop now off the open. So everything's on point. It's just the execution. Maybe I'm just rusty because I haven't been taking trades. Yeah, I agree. The price action, like the direction, in my opinion, has been pretty easy to read if you know what you're looking for. It's just there hasn't been many like setups to get in on the moves, if that makes sense. At least for the way I trade. All right, 10 o'clock. And I got 20% on my camera battery. All right. That'd be sick if we can get a 5-minute entry off here. Imbalance, right? Do something like this. Come up, close below this down, close candle. Let us ride down to the -4, maybe. Come on. 5-minute entry. I don't see us getting a 15-minute. So it's going to have to be 5 or 3. Oh, wait. Hold up. Technically, if we close below here, I could hop in. Because this would be a protected swing, right? Let's see. If it dumps super hard, where would our TP be? Probably just a fixed 2R because we have imbalances we can reach into. On a 4-hour. Balance here that we've dipping into on a 1-hour. That's swing low here. Eat Q of the previous day, maybe. I'd probably just do like a fixed 3R. What's the 3-minute look like across the board? Oh, guys, do we send a 3-minute? Little scalp? It's probably my last attempt at a trade today. Let's see. What I don't want is this new hourly low to be swept, right? And come back in the range, right? And go long. That's what I don't want. And I would have really liked if this 5-minute came up first and hit this to go lower. Because now we have a 5-minute imbalance that could, we could sweep this low, draw into that 5-minute imbalance and stop me out on the 3-minute, right? So let's see. It's looking like it might want to tap in there on the 5. Let's watch. Yeah, I didn't. That's like that was my target, new low day formation, but also daily profile was aligning for shorts off the open, and just like exhaustion from just going 9 days in a row of green was kind of running through my head, and we were digging into failure swings on the daily as well on ES, right? Digging into here, digging into here. We just hit um even this little high up here, and this is all time high, so we're really close. So I mean, people are probably shorting this, thinking double top, and you're probably gonna see them put in some kind of like, you know, swing before they run it out. You know, engineer liquidity. Right? Let's see. We get a little 5 minute touch into here. Well, I'm saying no. Here we go. There's the tap. Now close, nice beefy up close candle, then come directly below, close below the opening price. I'll take that trade. Look, we've hit the -2. Boom. Reaction there. Retracement. Would like to see it go lower. Continuation off this new 30-minute candle, right? Let's see. And like, I'm not complaining about this price action at all. Compared to like, compared to all this shit, now at least we're getting some direction, right? It's fun again. Trading is fun again. We'll be sick as if we close below here at the same time on a 3-minute. So we get a 5-minute closure and a 3-minute. But we're at the same time, we're sweeping this high out. Like, look at the daily. 4-hour. Close below this imbalance here. Excuse me. 1-hour candle 2 closure as well in a POI. Change state delivery in the 1 hour as well. Not considering it's early. But if we close like this today, it's Thursday, so that can give us a Friday short bias, you know, to look for prices even lower, down into maybe this imbalance through it. Let's see how this 3-minute plays out. I'm curious. Is it going to just retrace now? Because you have SMT at these lows, right? Look at the higher time frame candles. SMT at these hourly lows. SMT at these 4-hour lows as well, right? 4-hour, 4-hour. So if it wants to reverse, might give us a setup too. We're just going to be more patient if we're going to play the reversal for longs. But honestly, with the daily profile and like the way the day's kind of playing out so far this morning, I'm thinking we just ride shorts lower. Who's to say we can't get down here? I'm just going to mark out some stuff. like this 4-hour imbalance, which happens to be this hourly low. Oh no, not that low. For any 15-minute stuff. Needs to stay inside the T spot. If it starts closing above it, right? This is the last imbalance in this little down move. So it starts to close above the T spot and close above that. At the same time, digging into this. It might want to reverse, and just go for highs now. But you're seeing a reaction a little bit there. Even sick if it closes like this, then we can see it close below this imbalance and the opening price. That'll be very bearish in my opinion. Stock can go on the body or the wick high, whatever you're comfortable with. But I then probably look to ride price down to the new 4-hour imbalance, right? Because in my mind, like this whole move up is creating these imbalances. We've disrespected this one. We've somewhat respected this, right? If you cut on the midline. Could be a little speed bump before heading lower, Because in my mind, like this whole move, it's all one imbalance. From here to here. Imbalance, 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 imbalance. So like this whole move has created a wake, and its wake has left all these imbalances. So it might want to just rebalance this whole entire leg. Hit this down close candle, Because generally, if its price is really strong, it'll hit the first imbalance and just keep going, right? Kind of like here. There's a little imbalance here. It hits it, keeps going. So, and just like ES, there's SMT here. It's a little imbalance, keeps going. Doesn't come down to this one or this one, right? But the fact we disrespected this one and or hit this one and just disrespect it instead of hitting it and going higher shows me that like, hey, we were, and then you combine that with the daily profile. It's just kind of like a sign that, hey, maybe we are going to retrace. Hope that helps. Like how I'm viewing it. Since low of the day is formed, I'm thinking high of the day is formed off the linear reversal. Low. Let's see. Maybe ES is the juicier short. It's going to maybe if it closes below here. We'll see how it all lines up as price, if it comes back down. Which one's giving the better closure? Like which one's looking weakest? YN looks pretty weak. Couldn't even get it back into this imbalance right here on the 5-minute. Does that mean we short if it closes below here? Stop here? What are some targets? I mean, previous day low is a pretty easy target for YM. And you've now had this 1 hour change of state delivery after sweeping this high. Yeah, see, this is just looking like it wants to reverse now. If it starts disrespecting the 50% of the previous candle here, it probably just wants to go for the high now. Then maybe we should look for longs now. Daily profile wise, what would that be? New York reversal. POI this 4 hour imbalance. I just don't know, man. It's like it's retesting this right here. Right? So you see it reacting there. I mean, you're about to have an inside bar on the 30-minute if we don't sweep either side of this 30-minute candle. What is this? That's a green. So you're gonna see me take a trade today? I started the stream and I was already in a trade. Go back to the very beginning. Took one yesterday too. Shoot, you might get a gold setup. What's the ADR on gold? We got this low here, slow here. It rolls over. I might like a little short on gold. Don't worry, I'm still watching the indices on my other monitor. But I mean, this daily candle is looking kind of gross. Like it wants to head for -2. Off this daily high. Filling some of this daily imbalance. It's a valid setup. Candle 2 closure on the daily. Candle 3 expansion to the downside. She ready? Yes. Target wise, same kind of thing as. I mean, the 5-minute looks good for a short. Off this right here. Eight handle stop. Ish if it waits for the next 2 minutes. I like the ES better than NQ. I'm not gonna wait for it to close down here and stop up here. Again, this will be a valid trade, right? On the 5 minute. Probably just look for a fixed 2R. Yeah, I'm going to wait for the candle closure, but wait for me. The reason I'm not entering like right now is because technically, like, yeah, this is up close candle. You can enter on this 3 minute closure, but to me, it's like this is the whole move, right? I would hate to see it like wick down into these wicks and then reverse before the 5 minute closes. But I'm liking the 5 minute on ES for a short. See, I don't want it to wick that and close back inside the range. Ugh. But I'm not going to let the wick scare me out. If it closes below here, I'll get in. Same risk. Right, and like NQ looks like it's the strongest, to be honest. YM weakest. I just don't feel comfortable like shorting YM with these imbalances. I know there's SMT at those imbalances, but if it's gonna be all the way down here though, like what's the RR? I'd have to like wait for a retest or something. I'll probably wait for a retest. I'm not gonna just short it down here. Could like maybe like move the stop here. $12 cons. Wait for a retest. YM just swept its low. Right down here. Maybe it wants to retrace a bit. Or not. But I'm not gonna hop in at a 1.3R trade. Here, I should put my order. It's active now. Let's see if it'll get me in. 3, 2, 1, get me in. Yeah, this is a 2.5R for this low. I'll take this. I would take this 10 times out of 10 again. This is super clean, like 5 minute setup. In the T spot, right? Imbalance. Projections lining up, everything. 1 hour still intact. The low. Shorting the weakest asset. Or weaker. YM's the weakest, but if you look side by side, right? The 5 minutes. Clearly, ES is weaker than NASDAQ. With YM being the weakest. But this will probably be my last trade for the day if I get tagged in. Looking for literally less than 0.5% drop from entry, which is possible. Right? What's the? Yeah, look. We've hit, around 33%, manipulated to the highs. Would love to see it expand lower. Even if we can kind of do the same thing, just kind of dip into the 33%, I'll at least get to go break even, right? And it'll be risk free. That's if it wants to get me in. You guys see that new my little bot put a TradeZilla thing in the chat. You guys see that new TradeZilla update they dropped? Prop firm sync. You can like track how much you've spent on accounts, and then it'll show you how much you've earned in payouts, so you know like your true profit. Because you see people out there posting like, yeah, I made 100K like payout, but they spent like 75K to get it. So really they only made like 25K. And think about it. You spent 75K to make 100K, but on those 75K accounts, $75,000 you spent on accounts, what's the max drawdown? Like $5 grand, $6 grand, right? So you actually lost more than that. And like if you were trading real money, you probably in real trading, you probably spent or lost like $1 million to make 100K, or 500K to make 100K. So like that's not good trading at all, right? How much I make on personal? Shoot, if I get TP on this, I'll make 1,200. Or sorry, 12,000. If I get tagged in and it goes to TP. Get daddy in. Yeah, cash trading and funded trading is different. It's just funny people flexing like payouts, but like they never tell you how much they spent, Little 5-minute imbalance here too. I could just enter on the 5-minute imbalance. Should we do that and not be greedy? Because it overlaps with the order block, right? Let me look at the other. I don't know. I kind of feel like if it's going to hit the 5-minute imbalance, it's going to come up and hit this 3-minute one up here and tag me in. I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to leave it where it's at. No, I don't copy trade on prop currently. I've thought about it. People have been telling me to like, why don't you just copy trade your personal to prop accounts? I've entertained the idea. I wonder how you would set that up. Just use like a trade copier. Come on, get me in. Ooh, close. Didn't I get in? It hit the price exactly. Bruh. I didn't get in because of spread? Dude, look at that. To the tick, it hit my entry. You're shitting me. What? This market's fucking with me. Dude, what is the spread right now? A quarter point? A tick? It didn't fill me because of spread, dude. These concepts be too accurate sometimes. That's happened to me before. On a take profit, actually. I don't know, dude. I'm getting sketched out. I'm going to take the setup. But NASDAQ strength is kind of sketchy. This thing's been selling off. I feel like it could maybe do for a pullback. I don't think we'll tag this high. We very well could, but I like where my stop's at. Like it's a lot of room, in my opinion. 8 handles is pretty generous. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna let this 5-minute play out. Yeah. Tell French. Tell him to stop putting me last in the auction. I want to be first. Tell him I'm a whale. I need to get in. I'm trading 12 minis right now. I'm a whale. You're about to have an inside bar, and this 30-minute imbalance is where my stop would be at. Let's see. I think I'll get tagged in here in a second. If we go two losses, I'll just hop off. Come back and repeat tomorrow. There we go. I'm in. See? Don't need to chase. Let it come back to our levels. And now if it wants to, right? Stop me out. Or go to TP, right? But we're playing this candle. What is this? Candle 3, continuation down for a 2.5. So we'll see if we form a new protected swing, right? Here. And that will allow me to go break even off this protected swing. And then see how we react at this low right here. So we'll mark that out. Right? Look at the reaction there. See, that's what we wanted. Best case scenario, it just dumps, right? Next best case scenario, puts in a protected swing right here. I can pretty much go break even safely once we close below. And then, or maybe even add to my position, honestly. Let's see. Trade number 2 today. You guys are getting some entertainment. Who's in with me? Anybody? 10:30. New 30-minute candle. New 15-minute candle. You guys like watching the P&L fluctuate? Usually, like when I'm just trading solo, I'll just put it on percent so I don't look at the money, right? Don't think about the money. But for like streaming and whatnot, I feel like people like to see the money. But yeah, risking like 4,800. I think NQ wants to make a new high right here. We'll see how ES reacts, right? Digging into the up close candles here. NQ strength-wise might want to make a new high. Form some kind of SMT, right? Then go lower. And once again, I'm going to stop showing this at some point. But on Amp Live, right? So. But like, I'm liking the wicks off this POI. Just need to see it close below. Got to get that dopamine hit. Got to get it. Straight to the veins. So yeah, what we want to see now is a closure below here. For a new projected swing. And I'll reduce risk on that. I'll let move my stop to this high. Because technically, if we're going to continue this bearish order flow, this high will be protected once we close below. And I can even add to my position if I want. Bring it on down. Damn, mine's just been selling off. Excuse me. What's the VIX at? Anyone look at the VIX? Damn, the VIX is almost at VIX at 19. Usually when VIX is above 20, that's when the market gets like fun. And for those who don't know, the VIX is just the volatility index. Shows you how basically how volatile the market is. And VIX above 20 is usually when things are like, you know, fun. Market's moving pretty good. Let's see if I can pull up the VIX. Look what the VIX has been. The VIX has been like at a 17. Usually above 20 is where things get fun, right? My camera's frozen? Oh, fuck. My camera died. Oh, well. I'll take it off. You guys can't see my reaction. Yeah, I forgot to charge it last night. That's my bad. Nah, I feel like T-Trades. Faceless. All right, can we get a dump now? Thank you. Look at Nasdaq. It wants that high, right? We want to see some SMT here if it's going to take that high. Don't want to see YM reverse because that will probably just push ES up, right? Want to see YM stay weak to keep ES weak. Maybe ES. And that high is also a 30-minute imbalance here on NQ. All right, so again, we want to closure below here. Look at the bodies respecting this order block, though, that we entered off of, right? So far, so good. And also, if you guys are learning, you can't see my face, but I'm looking directly at you. If you guys are learning something new, enjoying the streams, watching me take trades, and you know, analyze it live, feel free to hit a like on the stream. It helps me out. But also, subscribe as well if you want to come back for future streams. You can get alerts for my live streams. How much money on personal? Is it a good time to switch from micros to minis? It depends on what your goals are. And like everyone's financial situation is different, right? Like I've removed actually the majority of my money out of this account. So I'm risking like more than 2% on this account when trading my position size, you know. But I know I can pump more money in if I need to. But I deleveraged in these conditions beginning of this year. So when the conditions are getting better and better and I'm kind of getting in that flow state, maybe I'll pump some more in and trade with heavier size. But for now, it's up to you. Like everyone's asking me like, how much, you know, how much do you need to start trading? It's like, it depends on what your goals are. You just want to learn? You only need like a few thousand and go trade micros to have some skin in the game and learn about yourself. But if you want to trade, if you're trying to trade and like make like fuck you money and buy a GT3 RS and like go on fancy trips and buy rollies, like you probably need 6 figures. And you need a size pretty heavy to like support that lifestyle, right? All right, so in the queue just took that high, right? That we're talking about. It's also a 30-minute imbalance right here. So we want to see it stay weak. Want to see YM stay weak. Want to see it reverse from here, right? We want to see the SMT stay. We don't want to see us get stopped out, obviously. I just don't like how it's like, it's almost like basing, you know, to reverse, and it's kind of annoying. But once again, like I would take this trade 10 times out of 10 any day of the week. The first idea was correct, with NASDAQ opening shorts. Just got stopped out here. This is our second idea. Smash that like button, says Carson. But I think this is the most amount of people we've had in this stream. We got 80 something people in here. So if we can get 40 likes on this stream, I think we'll hit TP. If we get 40 likes, I'll place the secret magnet at the bottom. Where is it? I'll place this magnet down here. If we get 40 likes. We're at 36 right now. Get us off the VIX. But see, like, you know, I like how we displaced here with an imbalance, and we're kind of just, you know, chopping up into it. I want to see us displace down again. You know, just looking like a little bear flaggy chop before heading lower again. Equal lows down here. You know, who's long in this? Maybe they make money and take the opposite of my trade. Maybe they don't. Right? It's not up to me anymore. Once I put an order in and it gets filled, it's up to the market. There's nothing I can do except manage the position, right? And I don't want to overmanage it. So let's see, right? We're still looking for that closure below here. Preferably on this candle. Why am I doing this for free? Honestly, because trading's kind of lonely. Like, bro, think about if I wasn't doing this right now with you guys. I've been doing this for years. I'm like, yeah, I've gotten used to it. But pay it forward type of thing. Also have some, like, previous students who are watching. And I want to kind of keep up with them and show them, like, what it's like day to day to do this full time. But also, I like making content. The people who've been following me for years now know that, like, I'm just on and off with the content. Like, it's hard for me to, like, make it, you know, especially when I'm not really making any money from it. And it's like, or I just live my life, you know. But I find the live streams, I can just document what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, and I'll just pay someone to chop them up into, like, videos and stuff. That's what my plan is. But maybe I'll start like a little Discord or something, like, just for the streaming, you know, community that watches this, and I can put stream updates in there. Maybe do some private giveaways and stuff. But this thing has taken a minute to play out. But we've been in for, actually no, it's only been 15 minutes. Maybe I'm just yapping. Okay, so here's the 30-minute imbalance, right? On NQ, we'll mark it out. We want to see us push lower. Want to see YM stay weak to pull ES weak. I think if we can reverse off this, right? We talked about the SMT here. If we can reverse off this and go lower, that'll definitely give us some juice to the downside. There's a tiny little 5-minute gap here we need to disrespect on NQ. And then there's this gap here. But we're getting close to the, you know, last fourth of this 1 hour candle, right? 11 o'clock's coming up. I don't want us to, like, chop in here until 11. And then there's a 1 hour imbalance up here that we could very well just, like, maybe come up into before going lower. And that would stop me out, right? That's what I don't want to see. So I'm hoping this thing will get moving now that NASDAQ's taken this high. Yeah, the trade looks solid. It's just Taking its time. Like I said, I'd take this trade 10 times out of 10 again. I'm in New York City time zone, but I live in South Carolina. Bruh. Can we get a move? Trade micros so you chart on the minis. Honestly, I don't know. I've seen like discrepancies in the charts. Like, you know, sometimes you'll get SMT on like lower time frames and stuff. It's a good question. I don't really watch the micros, so I can't really speak on it. But generally, I would say trade on the one that like everyone else is trading on. You know, like if you want, I could see why you'd want to use those for charting, because that's where everyone's at. All the big boys are at. Maybe it matters if you're trading like a 15-second chart, but for like maybe an hourly, I don't know. The nice thing about this trade, we haven't really been in drawdown that much. We've been mostly kind of just chopping at break even. Just don't want this to pop, because that could definitely get us. I just jinxed it, bro. Look. All right. See, now technically I'll be looking for a closure here. I'm going to remove this because it's kind of getting annoying. But sorry, this right here. You want to see it close below here because we've now swept out this high. Right? So if we can get a closure below here, I'll put stop, break even. Or at this high if it forms. If not, might just stop me out. But if it stops me out, we'll just call it a day. Just fill this 5-minute imbalance right here. Might even want to come up into these wicks, right? Yeah, this ain't looking good, bruh. Bummer. About to go 0 for 2 today. We'll see. NQ's hitting this 15-minute order block here. Maybe that's the key. But like I said, there's nothing I can do. Just gotta sit here and watch. I've never used Trade8. I've only used TradeStation and AMP. I switched from TradeStation to AMP. But yeah, look at you got YM starting to pop. NQ strength, and that's kind of you're seeing ES kind of follow now. Unfortunately. I mean, this is like our last little hope. I feel like if we start disrespecting this on YM, and just kind of keep pushing past the 15-minute order block here on NQ, then I think we're just going to get stopped, right? If we hold here and hold at the 15-minute order block, then I think we still have some room to go lower, right? And we kind of have these failure swings, right? Down here. It's been a minute since I've traded ES as well. I'm usually in NASDAQ. You just gotta let the probabilities play out. Like I know over the long term, like the way I'm trading works out, you know? Like imagine if I hesitated on this setup and it just dumped, right? I'd feel like an idiot. But just because you got stopped out on the last trade doesn't mean you get stopped out on this trade, right? And just like if you had a win last trade, doesn't mean the next trade's going to be a win. It's like basically sitting at a roulette table going black or red, but the edge is in your favor. You could get 4 or 5 losses in a row, right? But if you're taking skewed risk reward setups like we are, it doesn't even matter if you're right 50% of the time. You can be right 33% of the time and still make money, you know? Come on, bruh. Not cool. Not cool. Yeah, it's starting to push. That's wild. We got 10 minutes until this new hourly candle, so it's looking kind of sketchy. I'm also kind of just looking at the 50% of this wick, but I feel like I'm sitting here making up shit like 50% of the wick. Wick bodies. Yeah, you got this 30-minute imbalance here. Not cool, bruh. But yeah. Looking like an L. I usually average like 2 to 3 good setups a week, depending on the price action. Like if it's moving pretty good. And that's kind of what we've seen this week. My saving grace. But yeah. I mean I've pushed the button twice today, once yesterday, so that's 3. Maybe we'll get a setup tomorrow, who knows. But we've been moving pretty nicely on the daily chart. So you're gonna see an increase. If we're moving in one direction, you know. You'll see an increase in setups as we like trend. Yeah, stoppage incoming. But see, like I'm not just sitting here panicking. I'm just not gonna pull my order, right? I let my stop do its job. The thing is, I've had it come to my stop, right? Like within ticks and then reverse, right? So it's like you're gonna give up all that just to save a few $100, you know, or even $1,000. Like no. No siree. Right? So 0 for 2 today, which is kind of unfortunate, but right. I have a wacky day. Let's see here. We'll sit on here through 11 and see what's going on. I swear, if we get wicked out again and it dumps. Because we got wicked out on this setup. Now you're seeing it hit this high. Let's see. I don't really see anything else that I want to trade, to be honest. NASDAQ. And I don't like longs off these lows because you haven't swept this yet. Right? So you're about to have an inside bar on the hourly.